Hello, and welcome back to another video where today we've got a question, which is, what do we do for fun on a day off, for example? Well, for one, we don't have that many days off, but occasionally we have some downtime, maybe in the evenings, maybe a lazy morning, very occasionally. And today we're going to focus on Kylie and what she likes to do for fun when she's relaxing, enjoying some downtime. And then in a separate video, I'll talk about some of the things I like to do on a day off. But today it's all about Kylie and what I can only describe as playing with string. Look at you all relaxed.
Kinda. It's a bit too hot, but we'll go for it.
Take your sunnies off, you're on TV.
Oh, sorry.
So, tell me about your playing with string. What is it really called?
Slinging string. No. Yarning. No. Crochet. Sometimes knitting. Sometimes I knit as well, but most recently crochet. Because I taught myself January last year, so January 2022, yeah. And I yarn, which is knitting or crocheting, to stop my head from thinking so much, because I'm always thinking. But when you're crocheting or knitting, you kind of got to concentrate, and then the rest of it stops. Not like voices in my head. Just,
I was about to say.
Just thinking about research and how are we going to solve this problem. So crocheting and knitting really helped me to turn off the thinking side of my brain. So last year we showed you the beginnings of this project, which is a nice big round footpuff, footstool, whatever you want to call it.
Cat stool.
Cat stool, using a technique called mosaic crochet, which is you do one color at a time, but you end up with a pattern. It's much more interesting than standard crochet, I think. I've really taken to it. And in that last video, I asked where to get zippers, because I wanted one nice big long zipper. Even with all the help, I could not get one long zipper. So I have got two small zippers in here. Really happy with this. It's a removable cover. The inside, I made a liner from an old bed sheet. And this is stuffed currently with scraps of fabric and an old duvet and just bits and pieces that I found around the place that I collect to do things like this with. If I were to do this again, and I'll probably make another pair, I wouldn't have the crochet on the bottom. I would sew this with like a canvas or something, and I would probably put the zipper across this way, which you can't do when you're crocheting it like this. I found that putting these zippers in was a little bit fiddly. I did them by hand. Next time I want to be able to do them on the machine. All in all, they're good. They need a wash. And the cats decided that they wanted them. So then I went and made some there's going to be cat cushions, but do you think that the cats will actually use them? No. So now I'm going to turn them into cushions for us. There's another mosaic one, but this one is done from the center out. This one is done in the round. I don't remember the designers. So this is an MJ pattern. I'll have to look up who this one was. I'll put all the links down below to the patterns. I also put a link to my Ravelry account so that you can get all the details of the yarn and stuff for those who are equally crazy about crochet.
So, if I understand correctly, that's like Facebook for string.
No, it's like... Oh, I guess it is, yes. Okay, kind of.
But you buy patterns, you can share stuff.
Yeah, and you can put the details of all your own projects with photos and thoughts and changes that you might have made, things that you learnt along the way.
Even on the day off projects.
Yes. So when I finished this one, I was like, cool, I really like this mosaic thing, but there's only so many mosaic things I need around the house. So I went looking for something that was A, mosaic crochet, B, something probably a little bit beyond my skill level, and this is what I did. This is a pattern called Heads and Tails.
That's cute. I like it.
Obviously, this being the head and this being the tail, which is a much nicer word than butt. So this one is my practice one, because I knew there was going to be a lot of undoing and redoing. I did a practice one. It actually turned out okay. I don't like it loses some of the contrast up here. The designer had one that was just in black and white, but I thought was a little bit average, dull, boring. And so I thought that this would work really well, graduating through the black up into the greys. But when it gets to the top here, especially in these last couple of rows, the contrast is not enough. And then this one is the actual one that I wanted to make, which is what the designer had in her photos, and I thought it was a really nice color transition. And this I'm gifting to someone who is a safari freak and will, no, let's say safari fan.
Safari lover.
Safari lover. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. I might sell it. I might just give it to someone else if I can. Or I might, I don't know. It's challenging. It's a challenging project, which is what I was looking for. So I think the pattern says intermediate. I'm definitely just a beginner.
How long did it take you?
This one, months and months and months, and I must have unpicked the beginning section about 5 or 6 or 7 times until I worked out, until I understood how the pattern worked, and then I ripped it all apart and started again from scratch. I actually did record the hours for this one, but I haven't tallied them up. I don't remember.
It's not just a piece of mosaic, it's an actual bag.
So it's a bag. I can, you know, like this. Oh yeah, so it's got a load of sewing and lining and stuff.
Very fancy.
And it actually made me realise I need to work on my sewing skills a bit more. So that's added to the project list for the future. And I did a much better job on the good one than I did on the first one. So this is the zebra pattern. The same designer also has a giraffe and a tiger. And her name is, and I apologise if I get this wrong, Natalia Kononova, who's also known under the name of outstandingcrochet.com. Again, I'll put the links down below. But she writes really excellent patterns, even for a beginner. She does it chart and written, and the written instructions are amazing. So if you're into crochet and want to challenge yourself, or just if you're an advanced one and you think this will be a fun project, it's a really good pattern, really well written. She has her own Facebook group and all that. Then, when this was almost done, I started looking for something a little bit that I could do at the same time on the nights when I didn't want to have to deal with a very complicated pattern.
Are you saying you do multiple projects all at once?
Yes, always. So then I did a Tina pattern. Everyone who knows crochet knows Tina.
I don't know Tina,
No,
but I don't do crochet.
You don't know Tina. Tina T. This is, I can't even remember the name of the pattern anymore. I'll look it up. Shawl, scarf. And not only did I do a Tina T pattern, I did 2.
Very nice.
And I did 2 because they're the same but different. Obviously the colours are different, but this is different hook size and I wanted to see the difference. And it's a really easy project. Mind numbing, you can drink wine and do it and not make mistakes. No problems.
I'm in.
So these are also gifts for some lovely people that I know. And
there's more.
There's more. I only just finished blocking these like a week ago to finish them off. But I've already started my next projects. So I'll share with you what I have in progress. And then I'll tell you about my winter project that's coming up. And then next year I think I'm going to go back to knitting to improve my knitting skills. Okay. Oh, here is the other one. I do have it. So I found this one. I didn't think I had it in
That's
here.
the other cat cushion.
This is the other cat cushion that I didn't finish, which is a Biber blanket, also from the middle out. It's really easy pattern. I might finish that one though. We'll see. Then I went to make myself just recently a basket to put all my stuff in, so that I can always just grab it and go. But Maka has claimed this as his kitten basket. It's now full of cat hair. I started another one. I haven't finished it. It's a bit bigger. It's the opposing colour to this one. Also a mindless can drink wine project. No worries. But this is the one I'm currently working on. Plastic is to keep it clean.
But you also put all your string and your sticks in there, which works really well.
I do. And then you can just pick up the bag and go. So, this will be, it's not a table runner, but it sits in the middle of the table where you put your serving dishes on and stuff. Accompanied by, not finished yet, a series of matching placemats, but with the colours the opposite to the table centerpiece. Again, mosaic crochet has to have, this is my first time doing it like this, on row by row where you cut the ends, for those who know mosaic, and eventually come and do a big border and it covers up all those ends. You can leave the ends, so I've seen placemats that leave the ends.
Isn't it also a technique where it's reversible?
Oh yeah, this one, so this is a negative stitch on it. So again, because I'm always trying to learn something new. This one doesn't have a negative stitch on it, so you just have the rows on the back. There's no pattern. But there's a special thing, and this is actually called the anchored reverse DC or something, not the actual negative stitch. But that's the front. And then it has the mirror image of that on the back. So when you do the front stitch, you then do a little bit on the back. Took me ages to work that one out as well. Many undos, redos. And this one looks like that on the back and that on the front. The back definitely has some mistakes because I haven't been as careful making sure that I always do the back stitch. But I'm very happy. It looks nice from a distance. From a distance, yes. This has still got the last section to go on it.
Is this for gifting or for
this I think we'll keep. So the designer of this one is Biber Blanket. I don't think I could pronounce her name, so I'm not going to. But I'll leave a link below for this. And she's got lots of... Oh, this is Ancient Stories pattern. So I said before, I already planned my next project. So when I've finished these and finished these baskets, I'm going to do a full-size blanket. The first one I've ever done big from a big pattern. It's called Midsummer Night's Dream by, I'm going to say her name is Svetlana, I think is how you pronounce it. That's going to definitely take me all the way through the winter. It's a mosaic crochet pattern, but this like big floral design. It's really beautiful. I don't know what I'm going to do with it because it's probably not the kind of thing that I would normally have on my bed, for example. But it's really pretty and I want to make it, so I'm going to make it and then I'll work out what to do with it. And I've already got the colours chosen and winded up off of the cakes, but that one's going to take some time. That's definitely a good winter project. There you go. That's what I do for fun. I will also in the future be making soaps and candles and woodworking and distilling essential oils, many other things. I like to be busy.
So there you go, that's a bit of an insight into all of the other kinds of projects that Kylie spends her time doing when we are not busy working on the house renovation projects, the gardening projects and all the other projects that we do here on the farm. And so this whole make do grow thing, it's not just that we moved to another country and bought a house that needed loads of work and we're gonna do up the house and then be done. This whole kind of approach to doing stuff, making things with our hands, learning new skills, growing food, but also growing as people is a huge part of our new life here. And so maybe you're watching and you align more with the renovation stuff. That's great. We're going to be doing that for years. Maybe you're more into the growing, but maybe you're more into some of this making type stuff. I'll show you some of the things that I make in another video, as I mentioned earlier. But that's what this whole thing is about. And I think over time, that's what this whole channel is going to become about as well. Not just the fact that we're renovating a house at the moment, but all those other things that we do, make, grow, etc. And so we have a lot more of that kind of stuff to show you. And if you want to surround yourself with other kind of people with this kind of mindset, with lots of interests who are making, doing, growing, all sorts of things, that's what the Make, Do, Grow Club is all about. I think some people think it's our social media channels, but no, it's a membership club. It's a premium club. You pay to be a member and you surround yourself with all these wonderful people doing cool stuff. We all get to share and learn and hang out together on a regular basis. And so we are going to be doing a lot more of that kind of stuff in our videos to show the full range of all the things that we do, and we'd love for you to join us and get stuck in with that as well. So hopefully that answers the question, what do we do for fun, or what does Kylie do for fun at least, and we'll have more of these kind of things coming to you very, very soon. But that's it for now. We'll see you in the next one. See you later.
Bye bye.